Catherine Fulvio and welcome to Roma Recipes at Ballynockin Cookery School. Today I'm going to make a lovely pesto. It's called Pesto Trapanese and I'm going to serve it with Farfalle. So this Pesto Trapanese, you use almonds in it, which makes it very unusual because most people think of a pesto as a pine nut pesto, which is Pesto Genovese from the north of Italy. Trapanese is actually from Trapani in Sicily. And what you need to do is toast the almonds first. Now that is totally my take on the recipe, but I like the flavour of toasted nuts. So I've got a pan on and it's just a dry frying pan, and pop your almonds in. So your almonds are already skinned. And just leave them in the pan to toast. If you buy the almonds with the skins on, just put them in some boiling water and you'll see the skins start to bubble up. And then just drain them off, let them cool a little bit and the skins just pop off. So this will take a couple of minutes. Just leave this to toast. It's ready now. They've got that lovely golden colour and it's important to take them straight out of the pan because they'll keep toasting in the pan and burnt nuts are not very nice. There we go, onto the chopping board. And I'm going to leave those to cool for a minute, but this is such a fast recipe that I'm actually already going to put the pasta on. So I have my saucepan of boiling water here and I'm turning it down to a simmer. And a nice pinch of salt always for the pasta. And this here is the farfalle, or the little bows or butterflies as they're known. And it's a lovely, lovely pasta for this. And it's also great family pasta. So in this case, about 75 grams of dry pasta per person and maybe about 7 to 8 minutes for it to cook. So I better get on with my sauce. And now it's a clove of garlic. So crush the garlic. There we go. Pop the skin off. Like so. And then just lightly chop the garlic. The pestle and mortar is going to do a lot of the work for you. That'll do nicely. And then basil. So it's quite a lot of basil, as always in a pesto. So you get a nice, strong flavour. And I'm just going to use my knife on this because I'm going to be pounding it anyway in the pestle and mortar. There we go. Oh, that smells so good. So here's your pestle and mortar. And in everything goes. And let's not forget our olive oil. Just make sure everything is well covered with the olive oil. This is looking so good and smelling so beautiful. So I've crushed everything down and I still have a nice bit of texture here in the almonds, which is important. So now I'm going to put in some cherry tomatoes and I've got the canned cherry tomatoes here. And I'm not going to put in too much liquid because I already have the olive oil in. But this is very typical Southern Italian, is to put tomatoes in a pesto. There we go. And we're just going to burst those. Okay, something I haven't done is seasoning. So a little bit of salt, a nice bit of pepper, and a bit of sugar. Just a little bit, just again because of the tomatoes. And mix this around. And I get the good job being the cook. I get to taste. That is fabulous, if I may say so. That's delicious. So let's check on our farfalle now. If we can catch one, there we go. That'll be hot. So the only way to know is to take a bite. Just a tiny bit underdone. It has the bite in it, but it still tastes a tiny bit floury, which is not what I want. So I'm going to give it about another minute and then I'm sure it'll be ready. Over here. There we go, and very quickly pop it over your saucepan again just to catch the liquid. All I have to do now is just serve it. So I'm putting my farfalle in the bowl. There we are. And then my pesto goes in over that. Just give it a little stir there because the oil is just separating out. It's beautiful. That's fab. Maybe a little bit more. There we are. Give that a good mix. Beautiful. And then I'm just going to serve it up just gently into your bowl. That's lovely. Maybe another little bit of pesto on the top. There we are. And finally, I like to serve this with some Parmesan shavings or grated Parmesan. So you just get your block of Parmesan and your vegetable peeler and peel away to your heart's content. So that's it. Farfalle with Pesto Trapanese. Buon appetito.